Good morning, friends and fellow traders. Happy Friday. This is Doug Campbell with Right Way Options, coming to you with the morning market preparation video for August 17th, 2018. So everyone, hopefully you had a great day yesterday with the market reacting wildly bullish to the news report that the U.S. and China are coming back together to sit down at the negotiation table and attempt to hammer out a trade deal. Now, the key word in there is attempt to hammer out a trade deal. There is no trade deal yet. So this reaction yesterday was really amazing, considering nothing has been done yet. So you can see the Dow Jones Industrial Average, actually, if we were to measure the Dow Jones Industrial Average from the swing low on Wednesday to the high in the Dow, this is the diamonds here, but if you measure the Dow, it's more than a 600-point swing in a single day. So when I say wildly bullish, I mean that was pretty wildly bullish. And I looked at that bullishness as a gift, an absolute gift, and I started taking some profits on positions yesterday, and I will likely take more today, but I did hold on to quite a few positions that I'm holding profits in, just simply because I'm watching the momentum of this move and thinking the possibility that the momentum could actually carry us a little bit higher. Now, let's keep in mind we now have resistance levels that we have to think about here in the market. We have this downtrend resistance to think about. We have the resistance of this high back here in March that we have to test and break through. So keep in mind as we approach that resistance, or those resistance levels, we could get a little bit of pushback. Now, one of the things that could help us out today with that resistance is John Deere is reporting earnings this morning. Well, actually, it looks like they have already reported earnings and they have missed. So that's going to hurt our chances maybe of pushing just a little bit higher. We'll see. I was hoping that they reported well and gave us a little bit of a shove to the upside here in the Dow, but not so much. So we'll have to kind of keep an eye and focus in on what price action is, the clues that it provides us today. Let's take a look at the SPY. Now, although the Dow closed very, very strong yesterday, you can see we didn't have quite the same reaction to the SPY. My uptrend line here, and you could certainly draw that differently than I have. That uptrend line, you can see, served as resistance yesterday. We rallied up through it and then ended up by the end of the day pulling back, holding that resistance right there. We also have a little resistance level right here with this last high. And we have the big resistance, which is an all-time high breakout. Now, that only is about 2.5 points. If you can think, believe it or not, only about 2.5 points higher, and the SPY breaks to all-time new highs. And it seems hard to believe that we would get this close and work this hard to get up here and not break through. But this resistance up here has proved to be pretty darn stout. So watch that carefully. We could flip either direction here very, very easily. And I don't want to place any kind of prediction as to what could happen, because truly with the volatility that we've seen this week, anything is possible. So stay focused on price action. Try to set your bias aside and just really stay focused on price action. We could have enough momentum to push on through. However, profit takers could easily win the day here, pushing us lower if they see any signs of that big move on Thursday waning just a little bit. You could see a lot of profit taking possibly come into play, especially ahead of a weekend. So keep that in mind. Let's take a look at the Qs. The Qs did not fare as well as the SPY or the diamonds. Qs kind of floundered here a little bit, just resting. Nothing bad here, but just didn't really participate yesterday. The tech is starting to show just a little bit of, well, just signs of a little bit of weakness. And so we'll want to watch that closely if that weakness really carries into some bearishness. But we're holding above that trend line. Let me draw that again. We're holding above this trend line. We are struggling with this resistance level right in here. And of course, this would be an all-time high breakout. And that has proved to be really challenging. As you can see, we've failed it once before. So this rally back up is really important that we get through here. So all in all, what we're doing here, as you can see, is we're forming this price wedge. And we never know in a price wedge like that how long this little wind up could take, or whether or not that will bust itself out to the upside or downside. Anything is possible, so watch that closely. Let's take a look at IWM. IWM also hanging in there yesterday, but just really not participating in that big Dow bullishness. Just couldn't really bust out and get going here. So currently we have to look at this. If we run a line down these prices, you can see all of these prices tend to touch right there on that downtrend line, and not able to breach that just yet. Also notice that we are below this uptrend, and we are also below this breakout resistance level, which we have tested several times and have not been able to breach. So watch that carefully. Let's take a look at the VIX. The VIX has been on a bit of a roller coaster ride, but you would have expected the VIX to have fallen yesterday a whole lot more. With a 600-point bullish swing in the Dow, you would have expected that to push substantially lower, but it didn't do that yesterday. There is still some fear here in this market. So, consider this rally up and this little pullback in here, finding a higher low to maybe go up from there. I'm not suggesting that that could be the case, but that is certainly the possibility here. And if we look at the chart very closely, we can see there's a little bit of a price support through here. It even runs a little bit further across there. A little bit of price support in there that we could be holding on to. So let's keep an eye on that. If fear starts to creep back in, just remember how quickly that can damage technicals in a chart and damage overall market if that were to really spike up fast. So we need to see this continue to drift on lower here and just keep moving down, back down into this area. Let's take a look at T21.22. T21.22, the 4-week new high, new low ratio. If we look at that, we just rallied back up in a really big spike yesterday, but we did break that little downtrend there. We saw a huge improvement in the market breadth yesterday as those buyers just felt willing to chase that news on speculation, I guess. So we do have plenty of room to go to the upside here yet. And also you can see we have more than enough room to go to the downside. So not getting any really clear signals here on which way we will go, but definitely has improved dramatically over just one day. Let's take a look at the earnings calendar. If we take a look at the earnings calendar, economic calendar. We only have one event here today to worry about really on the economic calendar, and there's really probably nothing to worry about on it. Consumer sentiment, according to the forecasters out there, consensus, they're suggesting consumer sentiment remained very, very strong, unchanged for the month, but showing a extremely strong reading there. Consumers continuing to be very, very happy overall. We have the e-commerce retail sales, leading indicators, and Baker Hughes rig count after that. None of those would be expected to move the market at all. If we take a look at the earnings calendar, about 9 companies reporting earnings today, and really one of the biggest ones on the calendar today would be that John Deere, which is already reported apparently, and apparently missed someplace, either top or bottom line, and is looking lower. So watch that closely. With that, everyone, hey, I want to wish you all a fantastic day and a great weekend. And if this is the first time you've seen these videos, please do me a favor. Click that subscribe button on YouTube. Follow me button on Facebook. Click those thumbs up buttons, and always feel free to drop a comment. And by the way, I really do appreciate those. You guys have been very kind. Feel free to share this video with any friends and family, as I never intend to make any money from these videos. This is just my way of trying to pay it forward a little bit, helping others do a better job with their trading. So please feel free to take advantage of that. Everyone, take care. Have an awesome weekend. And I'll see you right back here bright and early Monday morning.